So guys, now next we will going to understand the concept of buses. So a bus is nothing but it is a collection of hard metal wires connecting devices and used to transfer data from one device to the other, right? Each wire changes its voltage level to represent whether a bit is set or not. So you can see in this following diagram we have two devices, device 1 and device 2. Both devices are connected to each other using these hard metal wires. So the thin yellow lines that you see in between these two devices are actually hard metal wires which are fabricated on a board. So such a system of metal wires which are permanently fabricated on a board means motherboard, connecting devices is called a bus. So you can see that this entire system of wire is called a bus. In computer architecture, different hardware components exchange data with each other through buses. Now what are these different hardware components? In this diagram you can see that we have two devices, device 1 and device 2, connected with each other through a system of bus. Now device 1 could be your CPU, whereas device 2 could be your RAM, right? Another example could be the device 1 could be your CPU, whereas device 2 could be your USB port. Similarly, your device 1 could be again a CPU, whereas device 2 could be hard disk. So different hardware components interact and exchange data with each other through a system of bus. Now let us try to understand that how bus carries data from one device to another. So let us suppose that device 1 wants to send some data to device 2. So as per the data, the device 1 will set the voltage levels on this metallic wire to high or low. So for example, suppose on the first wire, the device 1 sets the voltage level as high, on the second one it set it as low, then on the third one again high, 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 and then low, low, and say high. So we are just on a random assigning voltage levels to this wire, right? So depending on what data the device 1 wants to send to the device 2, the device 1 will set the voltage levels of each of these individual wires. Now this high level voltage will be interpreted as a bit set as 1 by device 2. Similarly, low voltage level will be interpreted as 0, right? And similarly, on rest of the wires, the high voltage will be interpreted as 1, whereas low voltage will be interpreted as 0. So you can see that by setting the electrical signals on these wires, device 1 is able to communicate device 2 a sequence of bits which represents a certain information. So this is how buses carries data from one device to another device in the form of electrical signals. So I have included one real picture in which I have tried to show you that how two devices are connected with each other and exchange data using a system of bus. So you can see that in this picture we have a device 1 and on the other side we have some device 2, and in between both the devices you can see that we have a system of bus, right? So you can see that there are so many metallic wires which connects the two devices. So this is called a bus, and this bus makes the data exchange between the two devices possible. So this is a sample picture of motherboard, and you can see that there are actually hundreds of buses or metallic wires connecting one device to another. You can see there are so many buses running here, and you can see there are again so many buses here and there all over the place on this motherboard. So the bottom line is that buses is a set of metallic wires which connects the devices and facilitate data exchange between them in the form of electrical signals, which is interpreted by the receiving device as a binary digit 1 or 0.